Okay, so gang, the next exercise I'm going to take you through at the field today is a send around. So the send around is a directional behaviour. So we're looking to send our dog out and around an object and back to us. Now, some of you are going to be at different stages on this exercise. So I'm going to go through a few different stages of this exercise so you can progress accordingly for your dog. First stage, I'm going to start off luring my dog around the object with a piece of food, marking as the dog bends around the object. So the behaviour to the dog is to go out and bend around the object I'm pointing them towards. From this stage, I will then look to build on our distance that we can send the dog around, and then we will progress onto using different objects. So I'm going to get started in a second, and I'm going to show you with one of my dogs. Okay, so one of the really important things for this exercise is that the dog starting out sees the same picture. So we want to start the dog from exactly the same position every time. And I'm going to pick my left heel position to start sending my dog from. I'm going to show my dog with the right hand, and I'm going to use the verbal cue of around once the dog's got it. So all of those consistent things, the dog will then be able to pick up, transferring it to different objects. So you can see my marker is coming in for the dog bending around the object, and I'm feeding the dog just after that as the dog comes back to me. Okay, so you can see I'm trying to just build up the distance that I can send the dog around the marker. Now, in order to get real distance, we need to transfer to a hand signal and have the dog picking up on that verbal cue. So I'm now going to try sending her without food in my hand, and then start building on the distance that I get from the marker. Yes. Yes, good girl. So you can see by fading out that food lure, then the dog is understanding that it's bending around the object that we want them to do. and I'm adding a little bit of pace. So I'm running towards the pole slightly and then coming to a stop, which allows the dog to carry on moving, following the hand signal, leaving my body and going to the object to go round, which then adds distance to the behaviour. I'm still marking and I'm rewarding as the dog bends round, and then I'm rewarding the dog when the dog comes back to me. Good girl. Okay, so same behaviour, different dog. Okay, so when you move on to the hand signal, if you drop your hand, the dog's going to follow the hand. So try not to give a waving around signal, give a consistent hand up. Once the dog's gone around the object, drop your arm, marking the behaviour, feeding the dog back at you. One more go. Okay, so once we got the hand signal and the verbal cue clear to the dog, and we're able to send the dog around the object that we're using, we want to progress on to different objects. So as well as building our distance onto the behaviour, if we build onto different objects, it helps the dog differentiate. I don't just go around cones, or I don't just go around poles. So get out and use your environment, use what you've got to your disposal. Trees, I've seen some people doing it on trees. It's a really good exercise for recall because you're working your dog away and then they're coming back for their reward. So if you can send your dog out and around trees or around park benches and back to you, it's only going to benefit you recall wise. I'm now going to demo with a bulldog. I've got a different object behind me. It's a bin. So we're going to use a Hooper's bin. So get out, use your environment, do your training from home for the time being, and I want to see you working on different objects, different locations, through behaviours we've trained today. Good luck, gang. See you soon. Okay, so what are we going to train the dogs? We're going to work on a behaviour called the hold, which is teaching your dog to hold something in its mouth. Now, you might think that's a bit easy for some dogs. However, what we're looking for from this behaviour is we're looking for consistency and duration. So the dog holding the position, holding the object in their mouth until we take it back off them. We're not looking for any shaking, any tugging, any destroying, or any moving around, walking around with the toy or object we're going to use. Now, what I recommend we start off with is something nice and easy for our dogs to bite onto. So we're going to offer the toy to the dog. When the dog bites, we're going to mark and we're going to reward. Okay, so we're going to offer the toy to the dog. When the dog bites, we're going to mark and we're going to reward. And we're just going to build up what we call a steady bite. It can also help asking the dog to do this in a sit position. So if you ask the dog to sit, then present it, the dog is less likely to walk off of it. So if we build up the duration on a sit, bite, sit, bite, sit, bite, we can mark and reward longer bites, consistency in the bite, so them holding it rather than any jamming. Then, next stage is to be able to take the toy away, to take your hands away from the toy and leave the toy in the dog's mouth. So what we're looking to do is to offer it to the dog. We let go, we re-grab, we mark it and we reward. Okay, so we offer it to the dog, we let go, we re-grab and we mark and reward. So we're then building up duration in the dog holding that sustained bite onto the object. And it's best to start off with something that your dog's going to find easy to bite first. So obviously for a smaller dog, I'd probably use something smaller. If I've got a dog that likes to destroy stuff, I'm going to use something a bit harder. If I've got a dog that's a bit soft-mouthed and doesn't want to bite onto the object, I'm going to use something a bit softer. We can also entice the dog at the start by rubbing a little bit of sausage all over the object, and we can mark and reward any open mouth contact. Good luck. Okay, so you can see I am just trying to build up. First of all, I started off with the dog biting the object, and I kept hold of the object, and I rewarded a sustained bite. If your dog's going to tug on the object you're going to use, then you need to use something a little bit harder. So for Cookie, I've had to use a dumbbell. I'm then looking to remove my hands and then re-grab before I reward. So if you've got any rewards in your hand at that point, that's going to distract the dog. So you need to have no rewards in your hand, offer it to the dog. When they bite onto it, let go, re-grab, mark it, and reward the dog. So the dog starts understanding that game. They've got to hold that sustained bite onto the toy until you mark it, until you re-grab and reward the dog. Then you're just going to try and build up the duration of how long the dog bites onto the toy for. So I'm going to try one more with the bulldog. Sit, hold. Yes. I'm not going to push it any further than that for now. So get out and play with your dogs, seeing if you can teach your dog to hold on to the object, and we'll have a little competition in a few weeks' time as to who can hold the longest object. Hi everyone, so our next behaviour of today's lesson is going to be a finish. So what is a finish? A finish is teaching the dog, start the dog in front of us in a sit, and we teach the dog to come round our side, and we're going to bring the dog around our right hand side, round our back, and then they're going to sit facing forward on our left hand side. So a finish is starting the dog in front of you, we call the dog round the back, and they finish up in our heel position, sat looking up at us. Okay, so I've got Chelsea with me, and I'm going to demonstrate starting off to teach your dog the finish. So remember, we're going to use a food lure to take our dog round the back of us from the front present position. They're going to come round the right hand side and end up on our left heel position facing forward with us. Here we go. Following the food lure, we are confidently in ending up in the right position. We can use our hand signal, so no food in our hand, show the dog round, mark it when the dog lands in the position, and then we can feed the dog in the position as well. So feeding the dog in the position is going to help the dog hold that position. So yes. Okay, so that's the end of week 1's training session. So we want you to get out and practice with your dogs. Please post up some videos into the Facebook group of your progress and any of your problems. And me or one of the other instructors will be on there on hand to give you any type of advice or the praise that you deserve. Enjoy.